Hey, hi and hello, welcome back to Graphics Racing. Today we are competing in round 5 of the McChallenge Fun Cup. If you don't know what it is, here's a short explanation. The Fun Cup is a championship with the 200cc karts at World Karts Kortrijk. The season consists of 6 races. If you compete in all 6, your worst race result is dropped, except for the final, which always counts. Each race day is split into 2 groups, the gold and the silver. The silver group always goes first, for both the qualifying and the race. The only disadvantage from the silver qualifying is that their tires will be colder at the start of their qualifying. Your qualifying group is determined by your championship position. Right now I'm P16 in the standings after finishing P9 in round 2 and P6 in round 3. That guarantees me a spot in the gold qualifying session. However, drivers from the silver qualifying can still race in the gold race. As you can see in this example, Harry started in the silver qualifying and got the 3rd fastest time overall, so he starts from P3 in the gold race. But Perry, on the other hand, started in the gold qualifying, but he got the 8th fastest time overall, so he needs to start P3 in the silver race. Now that you know how it works, let's jump into qualifying. These are the results of the silver qualifying. P1 set a 1 minute 5.246 seconds. This means if you beat that time, we at least got last place in the gold race. So that's the minimum time we are aiming for. Even though if I don't beat that time, I can still qualify in the gold if someone else in the gold qualifying is slower than me. However, since I started in the front of the qualifying, I don't really know how fast the other drivers are, so I'm kinda left in the dark. I only have one person in front of me. That person was a little slower than me at the start, so he lets me pass in lap 2. In that same lap, I set a 1 minute 5.895 seconds, which means I only need to beat 3 more people to secure my place in the gold race. But that's easier said than done. The next lap I only managed a 1 minute 6.537 seconds because I made some mistakes. In lap 4 I improved again with a 1 minute 5.834 seconds this time. Now I only need to beat Jeroen to make sure I qualify for the gold race. However, in lap 5 I didn't improve again. And the guy I overtook earlier was right behind me all this time. So I let him pass again and try to follow him. And that worked. A 1 minute 5.597 seconds in lap 7. By lap 11 I set a 1 minute 5.354 seconds. With only 2 laps remaining, I had to make it count. And it was good enough. A 1 minute 5.235 seconds. I not only beat Jeroen's time with 11 milliseconds, but I actually qualified P4 for the race. I was still 0.5 seconds off pole, but behind me it was extremely close. 4 people within 50 milliseconds of each other. It's gonna be a very exciting race, I think. The race starts with a rolling start. My plan was to just chill at the start and don't do anything stupid. We'll see how that works out. This was also my first time racing on this exact layout, so I don't really know the best overtaking spots and how to defend, etc, etc, you know. In the first lap, not a whole lot happened, but in lap 2, Cedric misses the apex of the hairpin, which allows Jano to come almost side by side, but he just almost makes it. Them battling obviously was good for me, so I could stay with them and wait till one of them maybe makes some mistakes or something, and I can capitalize on that. At the end of lap 2, Giano looks for the inside, but he knows he can't make it, so he backs off. In lap 3, I just tried to keep up with them. I actually was doing a decent job at that, losing a little bit of time, but not a lot. And one lap later, Giano does make the overtake. His overtake slows Cedric down. This actually gave me an opportunity to overtake him in the first corner. I just need to go to the inside. And I went wide. Jeroen didn't though. This was my first big mistake. It's not the last one though. Now I just need to try and follow him and hope for a mistake or something like that. Meanwhile, behind us, this happened. I hope the driver is okay. Back to the race. In lap 7, I'm still close to the front pack. Cedric tries dive bomb in the hairpin, but it was never really on, so we ended up spinning Giano actually. Good for us, up to P4 again. Now I really need to stay close in case Cedric got a penalty or anything like that. Instead, at the end of the lap, he makes a mistake. So now Jeroen is getting blocked and I'm very close in the final turn. I make my move. I get squeezed between him and the wall. Now I'm P3. If Cedric gets penalty, maybe P2. Because I thought I pushed him out of the way, I wanted to let him pass. In doing that, I didn't think of other people behind me, so I just paid the price and go from potentially P2 to P6. Yippee. I tried to fight back for P6, but I almost ended up losing another position. My plan was to just chill at the start and don't do anything stupid. Now I really needed to focus and lock in and catch back up to P4. And that's what I did, setting some very good lap times, a 1 minute 5 almost flat. During this, Cedric, who spun Giano in lap 7, got a 5-second penalty, a 5th place penalty, which puts me back in P5. Although this could have been P2 if I just had some extra brain cells, you know. Back to overtaking the guy ahead of me. I didn't want to make any stupid mistakes again, so I waited a bit before making an overtake. And in lap 12 I had my shot. I see the gap, I squeezed myself through, this time not letting him pass again. Back where we started, in P4. During all this, I was catching Robin also in P4, the current championship leader. Bit by bit I was gaining on him. By lap 15 I thought I might be able to overtake him and get my very first podium. Until, remember this guy? Yeah, he's back. He caught me with my pants down and didn't even know anyone was close behind me. Back down to P5. But I knew I was faster than Robin, so I had to try and keep up with Giano so I can maybe follow him in an overtake. Very fast though, it was clear this wasn't a simple task. But we were gaining on Robin. In lap 17, Giano was in striking distance of Robin. I had to pay attention to some free overtaking opportunities. In the hairpin, Robin makes a mistake, allowing Giano to get the switchback. But instead of going side by side, Giano pushes Robin to the wall. A little unnecessary if you ask me. I think Giano was very lucky that no marshal had seen this. It was good for us though, back to P4. From this point on, I was spending more time thinking about Robin behind me than actually trying to catch the person in front of me again, which you can see in my lap times. I just wanted the race to end and be happy with P4 again, but I needed to drive 6 more laps. Robin still tries a few moves here and there. If you want to see his full race, there's a link in the description. I'll see you at the end of the race. And that's it. P4. At the end of the day, I'm very happy with that result. I also hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please leave a like, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. The next race is on March 16th. If you want to come watch or even race with me, it'll be at the same place, a World Kart Score Trick again. I'll see you on track.